Champions, we are back for season 4, episode 1. Before we get to the show, as you all know, you see 3 new people. We have Randall, we have Wally, and we have Meech, and we always gonna have my Kelly Solomon, okay, Beyonce. We always want to get the, what you call that, the elephant out the room.
Yes.
As you don't see Marco or Shazam. They unfortunately stepped away from the show, and there's no love lost. We still love them, wish them the best, but the show must fortunately go on. Welcome to the podcast. We are your hosts, Rodney, Meech, Randall, Wally, Solomon, and Solomon. He's stretched. Open podcast, where we open up conversation with everything from A to Z as it pertains to LGBTQ plus music and beyond. And we have host Collection Plate. My grandma let me borrow this kind of last Collection Plate, and this is all we have. So y'all already know the drill.
So that's how broke we are. That this is the Collection Plate,
and it's plastic, y'all. Help us upgrade.
So come on, where the dollars at?
Keep talking about my grandma. Well, you can always be guys giving in 5, 10s or higher. Or $4 because this is season 4. You can give in 3 ways. You can buy stars on Facebook where you see the star comment, or you subscribe to our Facebook community. You can also click the donate button in the description box where it say donate. Or you do my favorite, which is YouTube. And how can you do YouTube, Solomon?
All right, y'all. So we love it. Actually, we have 3 new DMs that you can slide in.
There you go.
Wait, hold up now.
There are 3
that wasn't the contract.
We love it when you interact with our YouTube. So like, comment, and subscribe. But don't forget, you can also go green. So going green means you're joining our membership.
There you go. And give us 5 stars on the podcast. We a 5-star young professional. Gay black man. All right.
Wait, gay?
Hey.
Y'all gay. Randall, how's your week going?
My week has been good. I think about the weekend that just came up, and dude, it's that time.
Yeah.
What?
This
like
weekend. This was the first weekend. This is where everything starts, and it only goes downhill from here.
Oh.
Like the kids were out. It was warm.
Okay.
What was the kids doing?
The kids were out. It's warm. Shirts are coming off. The shorts are coming out. Like y'all are gonna be on all the shenanigans this year, and I'm here for it. So my weekend was great.
That's good. All right, Wally, how was your week?
My week has been very interesting. There's a lot of new beginnings and transitions that I'm a part of right now. And really managing all those different things has been very interesting for me. So I took a hike on Saturday through my neighborhood. There's a walking trail. And I decided to go a different pathway. And when I tell you this pathway was absolutely ridiculous, there was valleys, there was hills. I had to cross a creek. My shoes got wet. There was a portion I had to hike up the mountain. Like, do not do this, like, unsupervised. This is like, I'm actually ridiculous. Like, and I was like, this is actually some white people. I ain't gonna curse, but stuff. I was like, what are you doing, son? Like, I don't know. But the moral of the story is that I am glad that I took that hike and took that different pathway because I conquered it. Like I overcame it, and that was like, okay, self. And then my neighbor was like, you need to check for ticks. I was like, oh, but
not ticks.
Yeah, but I'm good. I'm clear. We clear.
Yeah, I'm getting itchy. Meech, how was your week?
Man, my week has been really good. It's been really relaxed, but it's also been really fun. And I'm even looking forward to this week better because it's more productive things happening. So it's been a good week.
Okay. Solomon, how about you?
My week has been great. I hung out with y'all a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
I wasn't there.
I know. Where was
my choice?
Right.
I'm gonna start having a signing time we meet up.
Right.
Where's Meech?
Wait, you know, have me a
We need your location because we don't know where you've been.
Now, there you go.
Okay, too intimate. Too fast. Okay.
But yeah, I had a great time. And so, looking forward to a great week.
Cool.
All right, Rodney.
And Rodney, how was your week?
All right, thank you. Oh, my week was actually great. I actually went out to hang out with y'all, went to Rashad event. Everything else been great. Openers will be going for a long time. Y'all know why. They come back sooner. But we're here and we're clear and we're ready to start the show.
All right, guys, what's up, openers? Before we get to our first segment, Hot Topics with Meech, we have to pay these bills. If you don't know, Apple is our official sponsor for the Open Relationship Podcast. If you haven't done so yet, click the link in the bio for 1 month of Apple TV or Apple Music. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. Check out this first commercial of the show.
Game night! Black bread. Please. Let me pick it first. Yeah. Ooh. Sunlight. Honestly, a pirate. A cozy night in. Laughing till it hurts. Cheesy mushroom flatbread and an ice cold Coke. That's my recipe for magic.
Openers. Okay, so we're starting off tonight's show with hot topics. I have scoured the internet. I have found the hottest topics that you guys, my friends, your friends, hopefully have talked about on social medias. So we will go through them one by one to get you guys' engagement, my brother's engagement, and see just how we're going. Everybody ready?
Yes.
All right. You said we'll see? It's some touchy ones depending on where you're from, All right, so up first, we have Anthony Edwards. He is the star basketball player from the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's 24 years old and from Atlanta. He has fathered 4 children in the last year and a half. He's also been in a relationship for the last 5 years. So 3 of the children are from other women that he cheated on the girlfriend with.
Was it cheating or was it?
They was together the entire.
And she stayed for 3 whole babies.
Are they polyamorous or polygamous or what?
They say that they are in a monogamous relationship, and he stepped out and made some incidents because of his new fame.
We are not going to call these babies incidents.
That's what she said, and she said
she called the babies incidents.
She said he stepped out a few times.
So she's in a monogamous relationship and he's not.
I would say he's a 24-year-old YN from Atlanta, so I'm not shocked. But the purpose is that he has signed up his rights to the other 3 children and wants nothing to do with the children, and the baby mamas are upset.
Wait a minute now.
That's the crock of the story.
Now he being ghetto.
Very ghetto. But I also feel like you got to know what you're signing up for. If somebody's young and they famous and he already did this to 2 other women, why you think you're going to change people who have showed you a history of who they are? All right, moving forward. Next, we have Donald Trump's friend Kanye versus his secret admirer, Kim Kardashian. They are in a custody type of battle. This week, Kanye found out that Kim trademarked Northwest's name, so he is not allowed to release any music unless Kim approves it if it has the child on there.
Oh, that was smart.
But that's petty. That's his kids too, though. I don't agree with that.
So the text messages confirm that she texted him a year or so ago about doing it before anybody else did it. And he said it was okay. But it might have been the medication that made him forget that he said, she was okay to do it. But now he's vowed to, kill the world if she don't let him release the song.
But that sounds right up his alley. I mean, trademarking, that's a business move, right?
Very much so.
But I guess he doesn't like that he has to pay for her.
He doesn't like he has to go through her to get permission for his own child.
I agree with that sentiment, though. I mean,
the sentiment of Kanye?
Yes, that's their joint, that's your children. So the world can have that stipulation, but these are my kids too. So if you want to go use Northwest, you could because you're the mom. Granted, she went the business route, which makes sense, but at the same time, they're still their daddy. You still chose to have children by that man, however much you might think he might be crazy or not. That's your kid's father.
I think
So
with how erratic Kanye is, I think the whole idea behind it is like, I don't want you to do anything crazy, so we're gonna collaborate.
To put the child in type.
Like, yeah, you can record music and you can do whatever.
Yeah.
But before it gets to a space where I'm seeing my child at the Grammys,
and that's what she's
the
upset
baby
about.
dress.
That's what she's upset about because the song he wants to release is a song about Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Exactly.
Oh,
So she doesn't want the baby's name attached to that foolishness.
yeah. Why would?
But what he did with Sean? No, wait, Kanye is with Sean Diddy.
He made a song called Diddy, and he has Northwest on it, but he also has Diddy's first son. You know, the one that raps and talks and acts like him. He's on the song too.
No, I wouldn't agree with that either. Okay.
So that's why she.
Well, can you really judge when you made a sex tape and that's how you got your fame?
You can judge because his situation is.
I think that's things change when you have a kid.
She wasn't a baby mom at that point. She
You know
was
what
the wife. She was
She's elevated. She's a billionaire.
Yeah. And sex work is
Okay.
work. So like,
All right,
Okay.
leave my tape.
So moving forward, our next story is more positive. If we have any Navy at the table, it's my speculation, the world speculation, that Rihanna is pregnant with baby number 3. Recently, she was in Barbados with a revealing outfit, and she looked very much as pregnant as she was on the Super Bowl. I'm personally happy for her, but if you're looking for an album, you may have to wait another couple years.
My album prayers are gone. I mean,
You shouldn't even be waiting on a single at this point.
All I got to say is amen to Rihanna and ASAP's sex life. I mean, they pop
It's very
it
consistent.
out. So
they like Sierra and what's his name, Russell.
they get it in.
They did that
So,
too. I think they working on
all the
number 5
power
now.
to you. Like
We gave up on that music. Like we gave up on that album.
But congratulations to her.
Yes,
Congratulations.
prematurely because she hasn't announced. But if she
Allegedly,
is,
we gonna say
we're
allegedly.
say-
No, we say allegedly with things we don't know.
Congrats.
Because I hope we're not wrong.
Won't
Like,
get sued.
I hope
I
like,
hope she is.
I hope these aren't false
Because I would want-
accusations. and-
I feel like when you're over a certain age, you got to get them kids back to back because you already full.
you trying to say her eggs is in question?
No, I'm trying to say if you're 60, you might be going to the
She
graduation.
ain't
Is crazy.
60.
But when the kids graduate, they gonna be
Oh.
20. She's gonna be 60. So you
Well.
gotta have them kind of.
First of all, if your kids are graduating at 20, there's a problem.
You know what I mean? Like when they turn 18, she 59 and a half. But anyways, moving on to the next story. Anthony Mackie, a famous black actor, you might have seen him in like Fantastic Four, some of the Marvel movies. He wants his son to grow into masculine men, not YN, so he does not allow them to wear fancy clothes or Jordans because he feels like it's going to shape them to be materialistic, and he wants them to be masculine men. The comments on the Shade Room was split.
What does masculine mean?
He wants them to not disrespect women, not to be homophobic. He doesn't want them to talk in a way that he doesn't feel is up to his standards. Like he wants them to be upstanding men. He feels
Okay,
like
so I understand the word. I like that now.
Jordans and ethnic type of behaviors or clothing might shape their.
So if one was to be a homosexual, was that okay to him? Or?
He didn't really specify. I was just looking at the story in the comments.
So my question is, are we upset or are they upset with the word masculinity? Like what is the issue exactly?
There was some men in the comments saying the attack on masculinity is still ongoing. He's doing the right thing. He's a older YN.
Oh, the hoteps are joining into the conversation.
And then the females were saying, what's the connection between urban wear and bad behavior? So there was a lot of things happening there. I personally feel if you raise your kids to be the right way, if they want to be in a gang, they'll be in a gang. If they don't want to be in a gang, they're not going to be. But I think he's doing what he feels is right to do as a parent. But I fundamentally disagree with making rich kids pretend that they're poor when they know they're rich. Like Candy Bird said, why do my kids have to struggle just because I struggle? His kids are teenagers. They know their daddy got money.
I don't know if that equates to poor though.
Yeah.
What?
The description that you gave, and then the children growing up poor, even though they're not. For me, it's more of this is a man, this is a father,
Definitely.
who is raising his sons, And
in this world, yes.
And he has set a standard for his sons.
Mhm.
And I think it is a matter of us just pulling back and saying, let's see how it goes.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
respect him in his parenting, because there are people out there who are like, you go to the grocery store and you see kids falling out.
Or getting beat.
Look, and I am not here for it. So like my parenting skills will come up and be like, we don't get your ass up.
You be to snatch your kid up in public.
But like would I?
Mhm.
Shit, yeah.
In 2025?
Oh.
Wait, so
I
you
mean,
just snatch
so-
your child in public?
In 2025?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's dangerous to discipline kids in public now.
Yeah, we have this new
Even if
this
you
kind of
want
new
to, it's
idea of gentle
dangerous.
parenting, and I think that like from the articles that I read on it, it's basically the gentle parenters versus the I'm gonna beat your ass parents.
Yeah.
So like
You learn.
And there's no in between.
yeah, and
like
there apparently there's no in between, but the comments from Anthony Mackie, like I don't think they weren't this. I think we've taken it to this point of they're toxic, but like raising your kids with values outside of materialism and like raising children like that. Like my parents kind of did me that way. Like while we weren't rich,
Yeah.
but my parents were like, even though we can afford it, we're going to teach you a different value
You don't
than
need it.
Yeah.
labels
I
and all
respect
that
that.
stuff. So
I respect that.
And then on top of that, like, why does parenting have to exist in a monolith? Like, who's to say like what parenting is correct and what parenting isn't correct? Like, as long as they are safe, they are well taken care of, you're putting food on the table, you're not beating your children. Like, okay, let's be real. Like, let them do what they do.
I think it's a hard line to walk when you make general statements in front of the world, because it's like, what's your end goal of that statement? Because I watched the podcast he won, it was by Ryan Carter, I think his name is, a retired football player, and I watched the whole hour and a half, and it's a really good interview. It's just when they got to parenting, it seemed as though he was pushing the image of he doesn't like what he sees on social media, so he's doing it to go against everything that he sees. I would rather just be because that's just how you want to raise them, not
And
because
I
you're in
think
defense of something.
That's okay. It's your kids. As long as you're not hurting your kids, abusing your kids.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, them your children end of the day. Because when I do mine, can't nobody say nothing about it.
yeah,
Because you see them every day. You know when they bad as hell. You know when they just a little bit.
yeah, and the headlines are deceiving. Like anytime we see masculinity, like I feel like as gay men, like anytime we see masculinity or a debate on masculinity or some heterosexual man says something about masculinity, we automatically jump to,
Or even
like,
the
are
way,
you calling me?
even
Right.
the way they post the question, and I'll get to the next topic, but even the way the Shade Room posted the topic, it was like it wanted a debate. But if you actually watch his interview, it's a small portion of the interview. He just made a big statement.
Exactly.
So it's like the way they asked it, like, is he wrong for defending masculinity? He's really trying to promote his kids being good kids. He wasn't trying to defend, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, the way they phrased it changed the conversation.
Clickbait.
All right.
Yeah, and it's no attack on
it's not an attack, it's just
us.
personal
Like
feeling.
Anthony's an ally. Okay, Anthony's an ally.
We gonna table that, but we'll go into the next topic. So, Haley Bailey is keeping or kept her child Halo, which we all have probably seen Halo from TikTok with his dad. His rapper father DDG, which I've never heard any of his music, away from the child. So he posted a video on TikTok saying he hadn't spoken to the child in days. She hadn't brought the child over. He wasn't allowed to visit the child. So a lot of people was in her DMs, in her comment section. She even had to turn her comments off. She even had to turn her comments off by saying, "You're a bad mom. You're keeping away from the child." Fast forward to 2 days ago, he finally sees the child while he's live streaming. Of course, that's the only time he's, in my opinion, with the child. And the mom walks in and hands him the child. He hugs and kisses the child and hands the child back to the mom and sends her off so he can stay on the street. I just feel like a lot of people use their kids as props when it attached to dollars.
Let me tell you something. This is why it is very important to know who you're laying down with and who you are procreating with.
That's right.
So you knew how he was. And you knew what his manners was. One thing, he's an honest person.
This is his
He
first
is
child.
true to who
Remember,
he is.
this is his first
It
child.
is. And that's his baby. If he wants to see his baby on live stream and they watch the baby, It ain't hurt nobody as long as you're not posting the address like where people can pull up and find them. I don't see the issue.
So do you think it was wrong for her not to tell him, or even for him to admit that he knew why she wasn't allowing the baby to come out of the house? Because apparently the kid had either the flu, pneumonia, or something. So she didn't want to leave the kid in his care outside of the home.
Okay.
Why
But that
don't you
wasn't
trust the
revealed.
father not to make sure your baby's okay?
That part.
Again, who you procreate with, that's who you chose, not the world.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I think that fundamentally that is a societal issue because we need to not jump to judgment about these people's lives that we don't even know.
Yes, because you don't know who's telling the truth of what's going on with the.
It's two sides to
when they
every
cut the
story
camera off.
and the truth. So
Because if I had a totally different opinion until it was she liked or something about a tweet about the child being sick. Because I was like, okay, well, it's a lot of things going on. He's still a young baby. So I had a totally different opinion. But moving on to the next. So this was a little spicy on social media as well.
Look, I'm just like, call defects and call it a day.
Right.
Next story, Holly had talked about the residuals challenge. Are we all fans of Chris Brown at the table? I'm Team Breezy.
I'm Team Breezy.
I'm Team Breezy. He
So
should be forgiven.
a lot of people have done a residuals challenge, from Sammy to Tank to Mario, who I think was the best. Our recent entry is from Robert Kelly of Chicago, Illinois.
okay, from the jailhouse.
From the jailhouse.
Inmate
On the
number
call like he
63948.
Tory Lanez.
All right.
He jumped on the residuals challenge to state why is he not receiving his residuals. And a lot of people were in the comments saying it's wrong that his label took his money just because he can't read and write.
Wait, I don't think that was the reason.
What?
Because he can't read and write, so the
No,
label
they
took
were
his
saying
money.
like because he can't read and write, the label's getting over on him. Maybe his lawyers are not working on his best behalf. Everybody's taking his money and leaving him without. Because he has a full criminal team and a music entertainment team, and he's not getting his residuals. I thought he sounded great on it, just to say, but I did have to jump into the shade comments because I think when we talk about R. Kelly, people's personal feelings get attached and they forget about the fact that he's not just in jail just for criminal federal charges. He was actually civilly sued. So a lot of his residuals are going to the victims until those settlements and things are paid out. And a lot of people in the comments weren't paying attention. They were just focused on the fact that he's crying about the label not giving his money.
Thank you for clarifying that, because I think that is important.
All right, now last topic of today. I know you guys have seen this. I've seen it. I know you've seen it. The young ladies who were running on the track meet and the other girl hit the girl with the baton.
Allegedly.
Wait, so they're like,
No, it's not
I
allegedly.
mean, she did hit
It's
the
not
girl,
allegedly. We don't have
but
to worry
the
about getting
intent
sued.
behind it.
I didn't say
like,
she purposely, but she hit the girl.
so like, were they running? Okay, they running and they sprint, and she just tossed like intentionally, like,
Remember
I'll
that?
hit you.
Are you old enough to remember when that girl that was a figure skater kicked the other girl in the Olympics?
Nancy
years
Kerrigan?
ago?
Oh, yeah,
That was not a
and,
kick. That was
Tanya
a
Harding.
baton.
Yeah, she whooped her down. This
Yeah.
is the same way. She came up behind her and bitch. Female. And
Like that?
Whoa.
Well, you can say that.
That was not, that was
Yeah,
not a clean up.
because I'm gonna say this as a person, as a former track star, you are taught to run for those.
Wait,
reasons.
you were a track star?
Yes, yes, ran in college. Everything.
Okay. No.
I
So
love the
again,
surprise.
I know.
I'm ever man. It's all
Shocked.
in me.
Okay.
But yeah, as a former track star, for real though, like you are taught how to run, especially with the baton, because of that very reason. Because they're not heavy, but with speed and velocity, and you hit somebody with it, it's going to hurt. So the fact that she was running the correct way, and then you come up to this person and go, "Bob,
And don't
girl, you was intentional."
don't you have a lane?
Exactly.
You have a lane to do your.
Her hand
So-
went
your
like
under
this.
ears. You have a lane.
Come on now, Randall.
So
I know
in
you
the-
with the
in the video, okay, so I like in the video because like I kind of went down that rabbit hole too. In the video, I saw the runner's
Bop.
response. I definitely saw the bop, like, and it was more than one bop actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw the hit, but her response was like, "Listen, I am so sorry. I was running and like I got the baton. we had been bumping each other already. Like she was running on the inside of the lane, I was running on the outside of my lane.
Mhm.
We had already like kind of had, you know, interaction, and I had the baton and it hit her.
Okay.
And I mean, you know, I haven't seen the other angle. I've only seen the one angle that we have, but
Yeah.
I think it's worth a view of that second angle to see like.
I would just say that it's interesting that the girl is going on a full press tour and crying and doing all these interviews.
She wanna get
going on
sued.
social media. You know, so I just think it's this interesting, you know. So we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully she's not charged with assault and battery like the young lady who's the stylist that beat up the client who didn't pay. So
We'll put that thing in slow motion.
we just gonna
so
see.
you can
So,
see.
Listen, openers, that was this week's hot topics. Thank you guys for commenting. Now we're gonna move forward with Randall. He's gonna give us some thoughts on love and connecting in 2025.
All right, so guys, my name is Randall, and this is Open Up with Randall. If you don't know me, you can find me on social media at BeMyRandall on Instagram, or if you know any of my spicier social media, you can hit me up there.
What?
Open Up. This segment is where we challenge the norms. We challenge the rules, we break the norms, and open our hearts to new ways of loving and connecting. In Open Up, we use the lens of the Black queer experience to unpack the dynamic of open and non-traditional relationships. It's good and bad sometimes, so work with us. Whether you're monogamous or open or anywhere in between, this is a space where judgment-free conversation happens, and it's meant to build relationships on our own terms. So come on, y'all open up with me. I feel like we're still in a time where relationships are painted with this really broad brush.
Mhm.
You date, you meet somebody wherever you date, you have this monogamous situation, you end up living together, and then you eventually get engaged and married. Like it's that happily ever after that everybody.
What's wrong with that?
Don't forget about the dog.
There is, yeah, with the dog, the sign, like you see them signing the mortgage at the clothing.
Your Volvo station wagon.
No.
No.
Now you trying to
Oh
care.
my God.
But y'all, that doesn't always fit. Like it doesn't always fit our reality, especially as Black gay men.
Mhm.
And like my scroll this week brought me to something that, like, I don't know, it made me happy, but it seemed to have the internet in a tizzy. Did any of you guys see the two guys, Ian and Buddy? They got engaged at the circuit party in
I
Miami.
saw that.
Yes.
So I saw that on social media, and I've seen that the kids have had so much to say about it. But I wanted
What
to
they
see,
been saying?
I wanted to see what we could learn here.
Okay.
But the kids have had a lot to say about it, just about the location and how it happened and stuff like that. So what did y'all see it?
I have not seen it. Wait, was that what you was watching before the show? Oh, they look good.
It was cute.
So-
Yes, they look cute.
I don't know. My perspective is it's like, hey, I mean, y'all like it. I love it. Like, do your thing. If that's where you met, then it makes sense to get engaged where you met or what you enjoy. That's how you spend your weekends together. Then that is a intimate moment for the both of you. So, hey, do you?
I mean, my son makes exactly like I'm pretty sure that's what they're used to.
Right.
You probably had. Oh, I'm not going this shady. But you know, that's what they're used to. They're used to being around people in that type of clothing. I mean, a lot of people out here single can't
Not
get
that
around.
type of clothing.
I mean,
What type of clothing is
No, I'm just being honest. Like, in the day, they got a ring. In the day, I ain't got one. You
Yes.
see this?
They
I ain't
made
got
it.
one.
They made
So
it.
how much shade can I throw?
That's
You
real.
can find him at Rodney Wash.
I ain't got one. Please find me.
I don't have any thoughts. I'm just happy for people that find their person.
Yeah, for real.
Mhm.
I don't have no thoughts though.
I agree.
Whatever you,
Right.
however you got there is however you got there.
So the internet had so much to say.
But where the wedding gonna be? That'll be the.
I mean, that's gonna be the real tea. Is where
the whole circuit
we're-
party. And what's gonna
And back in the-
Where's the what?
where's the wedding gonna be?
Ah.
And what is the attire that people have to wear at the wedding?
I mean, I'm here for whatever it is.
I'm here for a circuit party wedding.
Whatever they
I
come
will
up
help.
with.
I'm a dude.
I
They
just-
got a mansion. Get married at home. I'm coming. Just send me a +1.
It bothered me though, like
It
just
bothered
like
you?
scrolling through the comments.
Oh,
Scrolling through the comments and like after I watched the video, I'm like, oh, that's dope. Like they got because I've kind of like I've watched them on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watched, I've watched them on social media of like how they met and how they just fell in love. And the love story is amazing, by the way. But how they met, how they fell in love, how they've lived life together this long, and like seeing the comments, like, what is he wearing?
Listen,
Don't worry about what he's wearing. He's like,
you cannot underestimate the power of misery love company.
facts.
People hate what they don't got, what they can't manifest, what they had and lost. They can't get their residuals. People is very negative.
Not the residuals.
I'm just saying, people hate when you lose love and you see love out there. It make you feel away. That's natural. But I think when people voice their opinion, like, oh, they should do this, you don't even know the people's story.
Right.
You don't know what they have sacrificed to find each other or even to maintain each other. So I just try to keep my opinions back on that and just let them. If it don't work, it just don't work. But that doesn't mean it didn't work because they was gay, or it doesn't mean it didn't work because they got engaged at a circuit party. It just means it didn't work.
Right. Like me personally, I love seeing people do things their own way.
Yeah.
Like we are, like our collective, our community is one that we're like, we don't color inside the lines.
Yeah.
And like, while it's beautiful to see these, these dinner engagements or the Cinderella engagements, where, you're on one knee and for like this whole fairy tale that we build, like to see people do the, I guess, heteronormative, like we've adopted this engagement.
Why this can't be like normal?
Because that's where it came from. Like it was like the man needs to get down on one knee and ask the other.
But did he get down on one knee?
He did.
He said he did a circle party, right?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean it was cool, but the idea for me is like doing it your own way out and not giving a two.
I think we forget that just because it may appear to be a fairy tale doesn't mean that people have not struggled and went through hell and breakups and makeups just to get there.
Yeah.
So we see the ending result, but we don't see what made it there. We don't see the journey there. So like,
that's all we do.
we gotta stop hating on people, congratulate people, and move on. Like, just let it go.
Yeah, like at the end of the day,
You don't have to live with them.
you could throw shade, exactly. You could be funny about it in the comments, like I said earlier. They got a ring, and guess what? They happy, and they gonna hold to each other. They're gonna do whatever they want to do. F suck whoever.
And go with your hating ass. And go enjoy yourself. Like, stop looking online and looking for ways to get into other people's business.
Don't just wake up, man.
I told y'all, misery love company.
So, question. So, do y'all still have a fairy tale?
Not a fairy tale, but I want not traditional, but I still want that aspect, right? I still want you to ask me. I still want people who are close to us both that knew what we've been through and are, like to know the true real us to be there. I think that matters. Now I don't care if I don't need no like dinner. I think that's boring.
But they gotta ask
engage
your
in
dad
no damn
first.
dinner.
They gotta ask your dad first.
No, because my opinion matters. I gotta live with them. I don't believe in asking my mom and daddy for stuff. It's my relationship.
I feel like the fairy tale is the fairy tale until it becomes real. So when I actually get engaged to whoever the person is, if we decide to go the route of marriage, then I'll already have an idea of like what that situation will look like. How the engagement is going to look or how the wedding is going to look. Like I for one, I hope my partner will be on the court of like, if we're not getting sponsors for this wedding, then listen, we have in a courthouse and a barbecue in the backyard. Like, because I'm not about to get in debt to have a wedding, but that's just me.
I'll go in debt.
Kevin Kell said Alexa played Fairy Tale by Anita Baker. Melanie Granger, hey y'all my sweet babies. Melanie Granger said make affordable engagement normal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shout out to
Yes.
You know
That's
what though?
exactly what I'm talking about.
If you talk about a helicopter and talk about will you marry me, oh my God, I will build.
I mean, that's real.
Like
That's
the first
that's
trailer.
real cute.
That would be really cute.
I'll say do the best you
You mean
can
like
do
from
with what
Fresh
you
Prince of
got.
Bel-Air? How
If you got it like that, sure, get the hell
But that
out.
he was black though.
Oh, yeah.
But
Make me laugh.
yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have a dog in that fight because I've already lived my fairy tale.
Yes, you're
But
married.
if you know my spicier social media, make sure you.
Wait, what is this?
What is this? I want to know.
I don't.
You ain't say like.
Well, let me say this. I'm not surprised.
Wait, is it OnlyFans? What is it? Is it a Twitter?
Yeah, wrap this up.
We'll talk later.
Oh, okay.
You want? I'll send you a link.
Oh,
I don't want y'all. He said you got to pay for it.
I
ain't mad at it. I pay for it.
Not a subscription. He said I'll send you a link.
Oh,
But no.
that's a correction.
So the topic of our subject today. Congratulations, Buddy and Ian. Like you guys from the Open Relationship Podcast. We wish you guys the best, and it was amazing seeing it, and we can't wait to see what the wedding looks like. Now we're going to talk to Meech about a few tips for
Wally?
His name
our
is
daily
Wally.
living. I'm sorry.
Oh, you've been doing that for like a couple weeks.
I have, you know what?
I guess we look
they look
like,
nothing. They look nothing.
Clearly,
like
I'm
us.
sitting over here.
Like,
Come on, Wally. Let's go.
wow. Well, I am Wally, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a segment that I like to call 5 Tips to Get Your Life, where we break down 5 power moves to make sure you're speaking up, you're setting standards, and you're getting the love that you deserve. So following the theme of open mouths get fed, I like to start with a personal story. Just, short story.
Well, opens like you getting first. Take your time, Pastor.
Yeah.
Let us in.
Tell us about your OnlyFans.
No.
Pisco Grease.
Listen, they have to pay for the explicit things. All right, I'm just saying.
So 2 people got him. Okay.
I don't, but I feel like.
It's on the way.
So anyway, flashback to 2022. I was dating someone who originally started off as a friend, and we decided to date. It was a little long distance situation, whatever. After having some therapy, I was like, let me approach this dating situation a little bit differently. Hey, we're dating, we're chilling for a few weeks, couple months. Where's this going?
When did y'all have sex?
There you go. Get to the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
To the foreplay
Week
with
2.
I wouldn't say we had sex, but we hooked up probably. It was the start of the intimate
Y'all
situation.
deal into the pow.
Correct. So basically I was like, let's do a little exercise. Let's come up with a list of like what we desire in a future partnership. What do we want for ourselves?
Okay.
And come back in about 2 days. Let's see what we come up with.
That was good.
Yeah. And we read our lists, and we just were not aligned.
Wow. What are you?
We weren't aligned. It was like
Give me one extreme and one extreme.
one extreme was like, for me, I'm okay with an open relationship, but open. You said it. We'll get to that later. That's not what we're talking about. But I'm okay with a long distance relationship. But at some point, we have to understand, like, okay, are you going to be mostly here? Am I going to be mostly there? How are we going to alternate that so that we have a partnership? And so there wasn't any of that concern with this person. It was like, let's just see how it goes. I don't really have no expectations. What do I want in the future? I don't know. It was very unclear. And that was problematic for me. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if that is the right fit. But the whole point of the tips is that being transparent in your relationship, sometimes it either makes bonds stronger or they tear them apart. So the first tip that I have is really ask what you want in love. I statements are really important. I feel appreciated when you do this for me. Or when you stay in instead of going to the club, and watch movies with me. I like that. as opposed to why you ain't spending time with me, you know, because that's an argument.
Okay, so
Yeah, exactly.
but I would still go out if I want to.
I'm sure you would.
I would.
Compromise, maybe. I mean, consider. The second tip is know your worth and set your standards. Like, if you don't want any more situationships and you're tired of dating this one, that one, having sex agreements and all this other stuff, and you want something serious, well, stop settling for that.
Yeah.
Like, command what you want, and no matter how hot that person is, or you know they got it going on, and you want to be with them and convince them to be in a relationship with you, it don't work. You can't convince anybody to be in a relationship with you. Exactly.
Okay.
So, number 3, speak about sex and intimacy. Like, like normalize sex check-ins. Like, hey,
Say that again.
sex check-ins.
I like that.
Mhm.
They put it on the calendar.
Oh, that's a good. Like every Friday when you get off of work, be like, let's.
It's crazy.
What's wrong with that?
A check-in.
Yeah, what you supposed to do?
I mean, honestly,
Sex check-in.
I'll be busy, and I don't speak for me. Sometimes I'm not. I can tell I'm getting older. I'm not really as horny
But the sex check-in is the
as I used to be.
Sex check-ins are nasty. I'm sorry.
I think a sex check-in be like, oh, we haven't had sex about a week or two. Let me check in and see how he feels about things. I like that.
So with that, you have to also unpack a layer. Like, why have y'all not had sex? There's a reason. There's a void between.
Busy.
It's a long time.
Maybe, or it could be something else in a
the-
relationship that needs to be revealed.
Busy.
Let's come back to that because Rodney will have us here.
Yeah, we're gonna put a pin in that one. The other thing is set boundaries. Don't set traps.
Mhm.
If something doesn't feel right, communicate about it. Instead of like down the line, you're mad, you know, because you've been harboring something inside of you that your partner does not even know about. So talk about it.
I agree.
Also, be the partner you want to attract.
Mm.
Like, simple as that. Like, if you're not ready for love, just be honest with yourself.
Explain that. Because
Yeah.
I think people have an issue with that part. And we actually have more. We're good. You were saying. Okay. So when people say be what you want to attract, right?
Mhm.
I find it interesting, and I'm coming for you. This is just my own experience before I got where I got with it. So I thought I wanted somebody who was outside like me, adventurous, and like to do things. And then I figured out like, damn, every time we go out, it's always around other people. We never have a long time.
Yeah.
And then when we have a long time without the sex, it's like it's no connection.
Mhm.
So that's why there's really, it's like, I don't want anyone like me. I don't want to make sure we have some type of come and go.
Yeah.
Because you could be outside so much. And it is cool because you're outside with, you know, somebody you like, but then when the silence is gone and it's just you and him, and there's no, it's just mute.
I think what the point Wally is making is that, like, I remember for the longest time, like, I lived like a bachelor. Like, my place was set up like a bachelor pad, everything. But when I was like, let me turn this into a home, that's when the relationships that I started wanting started showing up. And so it's one of the things is it's more of a shift. It's not like creating this whole new person.
Yeah.
It's like shifting your perspective and being more realistic about what you want. And
Exactly.
are you living that life now?
Mhm. Yeah. It's really about like being real with yourself, loving yourself, and respecting like the things that you enjoy and don't enjoy. So the point is, like, your partner may be a more of an introverted type of person. They may not enjoy a million of people being around them at a time. They like a more intimate time, but you want to be outside, and you can still have that ability. But it's about knowing who you are, loving yourself, and really whoever comes along will match that energy.
I think that you have to find somebody that's compatible with the lifestyle that you want to live.
Mm-hmm.
And like you have to be at a point where know where you are. Like earlier you were saying how like y'all had a difference of your list versus his list.
Yeah.
Some people dating just to date.
Yeah.
There is no structure that
They're just out here.
There
They're
is no
just
relationship
like,
they're looking
we
for.
meeting at the wing joint on Tuesday.
Yeah, they're
okay.
just living life, and you just happen
That
to
is
be
true.
you just happen to be a
Yeah.
part of their stop on wherever they're trying to get to.
I used to be that person.
I mean, we are. You have to
Right
learn.
bus stop.
You want to go eat too?
And that's okay because that bus stop is supposed to take you to B. And to
That's right.
B takes you to like it's okay to be moving forward. I think what the difference is when you are knowingly wasting people's time. You know you don't care. You know you're not interested. You see this lovebird over here, and you're gaslighting him or whatever to keep them around and filling your space.
But some people, they can acknowledge their own faults or the things inside themselves to really push through that, and so they stick in this kind of perpetual like cycle. And so that's something that I'm working on. That's why I am dating myself at the moment. But
So he's available.
Which means he's available, so hit him up. And Wally still calling.
I don't know about DMs. Yes, I do love my vehicle.
But I will also say that to your point, easier said than done.
Yeah, correct.
You were saying, Meech, that finding someone. I think that someone needs to be a therapist. I think a lot of people need to go find a therapist or a life coach or somebody who can talk you through some things so that they can show you who and how you've been.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I was listening to you, I'm sitting here, I'm like, look, I'm 42 and I'm dating now, and I'm happy, but I'm batshit crazy. I'm crazy. Like I'm learning that like in all the training that I
What you be doing, Solomon?
Yeah.
a lot of the training that I have as a therapist, I'm just like, I need to be using some.
Yeah,
of these
have you
skills.
truly
have
been
a mirror
implementing
to see
them?
yourself.
Yeah.
You need a mirror.
Like I can't just get mad and be a hoe. Like I can't do those things anymore.
Mhm.
Like if you have a bad day, one of the things you do, you go out in the streets.
Yeah, let out some
or
steam in
you
the
spend a lot of money.
Mhm.
Some people have triggers or poor coping skills. Like we can't be doing those things anymore. So when you find somebody who is worth the work, then things change.
I was gonna say this, that like people have to be like transparent and being able to hold a mirror to their face to see why they are the way that they are.
That's
And
right.
a lot of people be scared to view themselves in a non-perfect way.
Mm-hmm. It's frightening to people, like to see yourself in the mirror and really address that shadow aspect. It's really a part of the healing journey. And man, crossing over. Whew,
You know what? It was a video on YouTube where this lady had like wine in a glass, right? It was a dark purple red color, and she was pouring water in it. And she was saying, this is how it takes for you to get rid of all that old baggage. For you to come back out clear.
Exactly.
And I cried when I watched it. I'm like, wow. Like it hit something in me. Like some people really hurt out here. Like for real. Like hurt.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry, just to go back.
No, you fine.
People have to start dating. There are so many people I know that are waiting until they are in the perfect place that they like. So they got the car, they got the house, they got the A1 credit, and then they start dating. And I'm like,
things are never going to be perfect.
You have to. There is a lot of learning and self motivation and all those affirmations. You can do a lot of things single when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
It is a very healing, a very growing time. But there's certain aspects about relationships you only learn when you're in a relationship.
Correct.
You only learn when you're at the table with your partner and they're challenging something you always knew. You don't necessarily get that conversation when you're just sitting at home by yourself reviewing your history. So I feel like a lot of people stay secluded to hide themselves from the world because they're not perfect. And then when they start dating, now they don't know what to do. Now they don't know how to compromise. Now they don't know how to be challenged because you're spending so much time by yourself, you're not allowing the world to help you see other sides. Does that make sense?
It's the social
it makes a lot
media
of sense.
like syndrome, like the social media syndrome, where like people only present the best of themselves on social media. Like you're not normally going to see a bad picture of somebody on social media.
There was so many times in my last relationship that we would be arguing about like stuff I learned at like 8 years old. Like we would be like we're both 30 at least. I would be like, how am I the first person to tell you this? Like,
But you have
how does this happen?
I was once there But I had to realize everybody was not raised in the same household, same family.
Yeah.
Some people just have different dynamics. You have to accept before they are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
because
true.
they're going to bring that out in the relationship and how they communicate and how they deal with trauma, how they
Exactly.
deal with, good
It will
times, bad
manifest in
times,
those
all of those things. Yeah. And I think my experience in dating, and we're going to wrap this up, but I neglected to even try sometimes. I would, get into dating situations and then it's like, well, okay, this doesn't look like this, so peace out. Whereas sometimes it is value in just taking the leap sometimes, even if it's not perfectly aligned the way you think it should be.
Yeah.
So that goes into relationships are not perfect.
Right.
And so really give it a chance if it feels right. Yeah.
You got to get with the person that you can work with. Like
That wants to work with you.
that's what it's all about. For what I've learned is that being in a relationship with somebody who is going to work with you and work towards whatever common goal you come up with. But a lot of people just don't communicate enough to get to the place where you mutually agree, hey, we're going to work together.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yes. All right, openers. Well, whether you are single, cuffed, or not, remember, open mouths get fed, open hearts get loved. And tell us in the comments what tip hit for you. So,
You have a lot of them.
all right, OG Solomon, come on.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Interesting.
It's like calling me Unc.
I mean,
Before we get into the menage a trois here at Open Relationship Podcast, we have open and honest conversations about everything. And we stand on this platform and we agree to disagree. We're not always going to be right. We don't aim at being right, but we just aim at being heard. And so we hope that you have the same opportunity in our fifth seat as you become a member and go green. But because here at Open Relationship, I think Open Relationship Podcast has been the embodiment of open relationship. You have seen hosts come and go, and it's been bittersweet, and it's been more like hungry.
traitors.
I need to learn how to make a fire real quick.
According to them, it's Destiny Child.
But you might have a point there. But with that, I don't know if we've also had an opportunity for our host to be seen, be known. And so with this being episode 1, this is our first date. This is our first
Where
date.
you taking me?
No. But this is your first date with our openers, really. Now, some of our members got a chance to meet our openers and ask some questions during our Thursday event. So that's another motivating factor in going green. But tonight, we're just going to ask some questions of our hosts. They can ask some questions of us as well, so that you guys can get an idea of who they are. So we have Randall, Wally, and Meech. I tried not to mess your names up.
Thank God.
All right, so what turns you on? We got to get in there deep.
Real deep.
What turns you on? Who's the question for?
All of you.
Oh, we all answering the question. Okay.
What turns me on is confidence. I think that's the first thing.
Come in the DM bold.
Come in bold, but also know what you want. Have a, a je ne sais
reason for
quoi
being
about
DM.
yourself. Yeah, a reason. Okay, hello. All right, then what? All right, come on, because I ain't got time to be wasting here. Just
Get to what we're trying to get to.
Yeah, get to what we were trying to get to, but it's also I love intelligence. So having conversation and being able to go very expansive in the conversation, whether it be politics, relationships, whether it be family, it could be worldly affairs, the future, it could be sci-fi. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I like the dynamics of a person. I like to see that, and so I think. Then I'm attracted to the physical, which is the third thing.
What about you, Meech?
The opposite. You gotta look good first and then have something underneath.
You do gotta look good.
be honest with you. I ain't gonna play no games with you.
Right,
I need to
because
able to
we
look
could
at
be
you and say,
friends
we need to
if you
get something.
don't like if we ain't attracted to each other. We could be friends.
What about you, Randall? What turns you on?
Oh man, you have to be you have to be adventurous. Like you have to be adventurous. You have to be like a jolly person for me, and then you got to be a little nasty. Like that's, and I mean that's those are the
Jolly and a little nasty.
jolly and a little nasty.
Nasty.
Any, like
Jay, Danny.
Sounds like sexy Santa Claus. And so, are you more romantic or realistic as a partner?
I am far more realistic. I'm not the fairy tale. I'm not the fairy tale person. Like it's more of a realist, but we're gonna have a good time. Like to me, that's what it's all about, is enjoying your partner. I think that I also got with the realist. So for us, that was one of the best things, because it's like we have a way of saying, all right, let's cut through the BS of what everybody else would want, what it looks like for everybody else, and let's make this what we wanted.
Okay.
I love that.
What about you, Meech? You more romantic or realistic?
I'm probably both. Probably 50-50. Like I enjoy.
Everyone diverse.
See, now you went too far. Now you went too far. No, I enjoy like whatever I feel like is best for the person that I'm with. Like if they are into fairy tales, then I'm a great creator of that. But if they are very structured and just like more business than personal, but we still love each other, I can do that too. It just depends.
He has some versatility. That's what we'll say.
There we go. We can say that.
And so, Randall was right.
Wait, see, here we go.
Fairy tales. I will say I am a fantasizer. So yeah, I guess that's the answer, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then last question, what has your past relationship taught you?
Ooh, let's start right here.
I know.
Baby, I know that. Nah, let's start right here. No doubt.
We got enough time for this. My last relationship taught me that if somebody don't think they're good enough for you, they not.
Oh, I love that.
If you can live without them, you should live with them. And then probably just like trust when you know that you did the best you could. So I give those three.
I think for me, what I learned from my last, what I would call a relationship, because some situations, it was kind of like it was getting there, but it wasn't completely relationship. So what I consider my last relationship, I would say I learned mostly continue to communicate as you get to learn each other. And as you're shifting, they're shifting, because I dated somebody that was new to the queer life experience. And so there's teething issues that comes with that. There's learnings that come with that. And I was willing to be along the learning process, but there was also, well, I don't know, do you need to do what you need to do outside of this? And I don't think that was clearly communicated, because I felt the desire was there, but it was like not really communicated. I was like, I feel like you need to explore some more, so I'm just gonna let you explore. But that could have been a more in-depth conversation on how to navigate the relationship. It could have ultimately led to the same result.
Yeah.
But the conversation should have been had. So
I feel like that should have been a stop and go. Some people are a drive-through.
We gotta go to the ladder.
Dating somebody new to the city
Oh my God.
is insane. No judgment.
I mean, I'm just saying.
What you got, Randall?
Insane.
New-ish. I wouldn't say completely new. New-ish.
I think that my thinking about my previous relationship, it's one of like understanding like what the potential for growth is in somebody. Like everything has a growth cycle, and every cycle comes to an end. And if you're at a place where your growth is just beginning and somebody else is at a place where the growth is ending, then you have to kind of calibrate like what happens when.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that was one of the things that I took away from it, is like making sure that we align when it comes to like how far we're going to grow together. I think that was my biggest takeaway. Everybody ain't for everybody.
Everybody's potential does not manifest to
and so my previous relationship, I was one that just, I think I outgrew it, and the person that I was with was at a place where, you know what, I'm not trying to grow any further. I don't I don't have there's I don't want to use the word potential, but there's no, I'm done. I'm content. Like there's no need for me to do anything else when it comes to, you know, relationship or, you know, sometimes even beyond. So
good stuff. All right, y'all, that's the Menage a Trois, and here's a commercial.
Game night! Flatbread. Please. Let me pick it first. Yeah.
Ooh. Sun key.
Sunlight.
Honestly, a pirate.
A cozy night in. Laughing till it hurts. Cheesy mushroom flatbread. And an ice cold Coke. That's my recipe for magic.
This is y'all favorite segment. We're at the letter. So openers and fifth series, aka Green Check. This is where we invite you into our home, and any questions you have or desire letters you want us to read out loud, especially me, we are here for you. I want to say though, nobody on this couch is a therapist except for Solomon, however he's off duty when we are doing this segment. So if you want to hit up Solomon, hit up in his DM, just give me a 10% fee.
And book your section.
There you go. There you go. And you can send your letter in two ways. You can email us at openrelationshippodcast@gmail.com, or you can go to our website at openrelationshippodcast.com and click contact us and send the letter. And y'all done gave me goddamn proper, so I feel special. So I'm going to press my little button to see how it goes. Here's the letter. Play. Play. Hold on. Play. Hey, loves. I feel like my size makes me hesitant on meeting with new men or dating, which block my blessings, or potentially finding a hubby. I'm between 5 feet and 5'1", LOL. I know I'm short. The messages I got when I had apps were definitely a little predatory or concerning from my experience. How do I navigate dating or those interactions? Because at this point, I'm definitely avoiding altogether and stay absent for the most part. It's ghetto, and the last time I got cracked was in October. Baby, that's a long time. Something has to change because I got turned on from hitting a speed bump. Damn, a speed bump?
From hitting a speed bump. When they send you this letter?
It's today.
And they said October 2025. Oh, it's a long one. Oh.
Who want to go first?
Oh, they wanted advice on how to navigate that dating. Okay.
Keep it short and sweet.
I mean, here we are. Like, we love short people out here. Like, there's somebody for everybody. And if
we're multiple.
You know, go to
Little McNugget.
I mean, and you know what? There's a Facebook group, and like there's a Facebook group for everything. So if you're short, and you want to find people that like short people, go find the people that like short people.
I would say first accept the fact that you're 5 foot or 5'1" and don't put no LOL on stuff that's about you. So just be confident in yourself, and then just be more available to the world. Like just go outside and let whatever you're looking for find you. Just be in spaces that are conducive to whatever it is you're looking for. That's what I would say.
Okay, understand fun size is fun size. So make sure whoever you attract wants to have fun with your fun size.
I don't know if we have enough information. The only thing 5 foot, 5'1". I don't know what else. I don't know how you look. I don't know what your personality is like. You could be getting on these apps and looking just be weird. Because you know you get on the apps and there's just people who are weird. So I don't have enough information, but keep hitting those speed bumps.
But also, it sounds like you just need to pressure yourself until.
It sounds like a confidence thing because it's about they're hesitant on meeting new men. It doesn't say people ain't trying to talk to them, people ain't in the DM. It says they're hesitant on meeting with new men or dating. So that's a
Let me say this. Don't be anyone's fetish, okay? You are 5'1". Some people have freaky dicky things going on, and they just want to flip you every way but loose. And if you are saying road bumps are turning you on, and sweetie, it's time for you to get laid.
Just go outside.
Go get you some D
for some change.
Get some D.
So
but that's all we have for this week on the letter. I want to say thank y'all so much. Y'all can send us a letter next week, and we will read it again when we have more time. All right, Solomon.
All right, y'all. Thank you for coming and joining the 5 of us as we swallow hard topics and spit difference of opinions.
See you next week, openers. Stay blessed.